So in the last video, I did a little skit or a little bit on this horny toad that I found. And look what I just found. That's a baby horny toad. Probably no bigger than a quarter. And he hasn't learned to be feisty yet, as far as I can tell. He's real small. I didn't even see him. I was walking over here and he climbed up the side of the pallet. I've never ever seen one that small before. Pretty neat. I don't know if he's not feeling good or what, but he's not afraid of me at all. It's kind of weird. So, look at what we have here. It has arrived. I don't know how the heck we got this thing up here. You wouldn't believe what it took to get this thing in here. Unbelievable. So, it is painted as I requested and paid for. We scraped the crap out of it quite a bit getting it in my property. We killed a bunch of trees. There was just no getting around it. So I'll have to do a little touch up along the top there, because we really took out some trees with this thing. It's just so dang long. 40 feet, 9 feet tall. It's the extra high cube. I think it's like 8 feet wide. I went inside, closed the doors to check for leaks on the roof, because that's where a lot of times they don't maintain the roof when they're selling these things, because they figure you're probably never going to look up there. I don't know if that's why they do it, but a lot of times you have to really check the roof out on these things, because you know, depending on what part of the country they're in for a while, they could have a lot of snow accumulated on top of them for quite some time. They can rust out. So there's no leaks inside. It's pitch black. Me and my son had to move a bunch of rock to put this thing back here. It's been cloudy all weekend. We've been here since was it Sunday? Today is Tuesday. Yeah, it's been cloudy, sprinkling off and on, but today this is the heaviest cloud coverage that we've had, and we got it up here. No moisture. As soon as we're getting the guy's getting ready to leave, the delivery driver, it starts to rain, and it has just been pounding over that way, and that's the way I got to go out of here. So I was pretty confident in the last video that I was going to get some mud, and I got a little bit, but I think this time I'm actually going to get some mud on the way out. Anyways, I had set up some stakes, basically 4 corner posts, just so my son and I just knew the area that we had to clean up with all this rock, because there's no way you could drop this thing here with this rock on the ground. It's just the way they drop these on the ground, and then they have to slide the trailer out from underneath it, and the back end of the trailer kind of drags on the ground. Could have never done it with all this rock here. So yeah, I put the corner posts 12 feet wide, and then like 42 long, just have a little extra room in case he needed to go back a little further. And he did. He actually came back another 1.5 feet or so further than I had planned on it, but it's fine. It's going to work out just fine. Well, this rock, it is a little uneven, unlevel. So this is the low corner. It's not off by much. I probably only need to raise it up a couple of inches in this corner, maybe 3 inches, and then I need to raise it about 1.5 inches on that corner, and then it's level. So I'm really happy with it and the condition that it's in. It's got some dings and stuff from the forklift drivers, you know, when they're loading and unloading these things on the inside, they bump up against the inside of it, cause a couple dings, no big deal. Other than that, this thing is in really good condition. I mean, it's in really good condition. I couldn't believe it. New door seals all the way around. Got the lock box here. I gotta figure out how to get a lock up in there because it's pretty tight. So yeah, so I don't know if you can see it, but it does. There's probably no reference point for you guys to tell, but it's a little low on this left side, just a little bit, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So at some point I'm gonna end up taking this tree out here, and then there will be a lean-to style carport on this side all the way down, and I'm gonna trim up this tree eventually and do the same thing on this side. And now I'm getting wet. I had planned, I was hoping this thing would show up yesterday, but it just wasn't going to happen. Today I have to go home, and it's starting to rain on me again. I'd planned on putting all this stuff in there, but I don't think I'm going to have time because I'm just going to get wet. So it's going to have to stay here until I come back up in another week or two. What else? So cameras are still doing great. Couldn't ask for a better system up here. I'm really happy with it. I'm running the generator right now because we really haven't had any sunlight here for pretty much 3 days, and the batteries are starting to get a little low. I run the microwave and all that good stuff, so the spider webs on here has been setting off my camera, driving me nuts. So I'm gonna probably just gonna drive over to the entrance to my property. I gotta put a stake back in the ground. I had to remove a post, a T-post, so the guy can get the trailer in, and I had to remove a bunch of stuff actually. But so I gotta put that post back in the ground, and I'd rather not walk out there and get wet. So let me put you on hold here for a second, and I'll meet you at the entrance to my property. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna take you with me. That trailer, it's a bit longer than I thought it was. The wheelbase is really long on it, so he didn't have a very good turning radius, and his rear axles on his trailer were tracking all the way out here off the road. He was going over rocks that he probably should have never been going over with that trailer, like stuff like this. Pretty sharp stuff. We couldn't move those right now. So he was tracking all the way. He was turning as wide as he possibly could. We had to move a bunch of rocks out of the way for him to make his turns. You know, he was scraping all this stuff up here, which I don't really care. I'm gonna end up trimming these back anyways. But barely made it between these rocks on either side here. And right over here was kind of interesting. Yeah, I had to move all these rocks over here that were I had kind of stacked nicely right here. There's a little wall by this crazy looking tree that I trimmed up, so I'll have to put those back eventually. Manzanitas are doing good still, look great. Onward. Yeah, I was turning really wide here on my driveway. This is probably about the easiest stretch right here. Pretty straight. Sorry, it's so shaky, guys. I'm just holding this thing in my hand while we're driving, and my road sucks. Yeah. I know I'm not wearing my seatbelt. So what? Let's see, we're almost there, guys. This was a little tight for him right here, and he tracked way out there onto those rocks. He ran all those rocks over with his trailer. Unbelievable. I didn't even see that. Luckily the air pressure in his tires on his trailer they weren't at max capacity. They were down quite a bit, and you can see as he was running over rocks that his tires were flexing quite a bit. They were giving. I just saw something run through the trees over here, and it was pretty tall. Huh. Wonder what that was. Probably an elk. I just saw it behind the tree. I hope it was an elk. Anyways, so this was the very worst spot, right over here at the entrance to my driveway. And I'll get out and show you here in a second what I'm talking about. And I did a lot of work on my driveway earlier today before he showed up. Big huge rocks. I used a jackhammer on them to knock them down. But all right, now let me show you here. Met my new neighbor. He lives or has property up that way. That road is atrocious. It's terrible, but it works for him. So coming out the driveway here, I had another one of those T-posts right there sitting right over here, and I had to chop all these branches down on this tree just so he can get by it, because he was scraping right here. So I had to, unfortunately, just destroy this tree practically, at least on this side of it. I'll end up cleaning that all up later on, make it look a little better, but I had to trim a bunch of branches on this tree. His tires, guys, there's a little rock wall they have there. His tires were right here. They went that way. He went through all these trees, ran over all this dead stuff here, and took out this tree right here. It popped back up. I'm surprised it did, but he ran that thing completely over. So you can't see it, but there's a mailbox under here somewhere. There it is, on a 4x4 post. That used to be right here. I had to cut it down. It's in concrete. I couldn't just pull it out. Because as you can see, his tires went right here, right over the post. So, and I had to chop this tree down right here. This tree, I was planning on keeping it, but he couldn't get in. He got in here, but he rubbed the side of his truck against it, which kind of sucked. But to get out, he came out real wide, and then right by that T-post. So sorry, tree. Wanted to keep you, but I can't. Yeah, it was pretty difficult getting that thing back here. The road coming up here, it's about 17 miles. 15 miles is not too bad. The last 2 miles before you get to my place here is the worst. And I got out and warned him a couple of times that it was going to get real crappy here. You know, and then as we got further along, I stopped and would talk to him, and you could see the look on his face is just like, he couldn't believe it, what he was doing. He couldn't believe he was driving that big, huge thing through all this craziness. So, and then where he parked it, or I had him park it, it was pretty tight getting it in there. He didn't think he was gonna be able to do it, but we both kind of worked together on it and got him back in there. He could not believe he was able to get in and out of here without really damaging his truck and his trailer. And he didn't really. I damaged some stuff here, but not him. So Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna have I was planning on having another one of those brought up here probably in the next year or two. But I don't know. I might I might reconsider, because I gotta tell you guys, it was a hell of a time for him to get that thing up here. And I don't know if I want to put somebody else through that again. And the funny thing is, my wife and I were actually considering someday having a triple wide manufactured home brought up here. And there's just no way. There's no way you can get that thing up here. I'd have to have a bulldozer come out here and just knock down a huge path. And I don't think I want to do that, so. All right, that's it. I got some work to do here real quick and put my post back in the ground so I can secure my driveway. And then probably gonna go pack up and get out of here. So this will probably be it for the video. I just wanted to show you I finally got it up here, so I can now safely and securely store my things up here and not worry about, you know, things disappearing. So, all right guys, that's it. I'm getting wet, so I'm gonna go. You guys take care, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.